And hello, everybody! Welcome to week 11 of the Snowocalypse, our lovely Apocalypse World campaign! We're live, we're ready, we're here. We're only slightly late because I only maybe accidentally streamed about 2 minutes to 5 minutes of intro music onto the Encounter Roleplay channel from when I had their stream key last week when I was hosting their West Marches game. So, you know, that was fun. But we're here now, in the right place, talking to you lovely people. Hello, everybody of chat watching live. Hello, all our lovely lurkers watching live. And hello, you, the people watching this after the fact on YouTube. You're all quite cool, too. But, hello to my lovely cast, who, for some reason, keep on turning up to have me be weird at them. So, let's do a whip round and see how everyone's lives have been in the preceding week. So, Johnny, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm really happy because my last intensive module just finished, so I have time in my life again, and it's good. Unfortunately, it does mean I rewarded myself by buying Fallout 4 today, so I'm not going to have time again.
Yeah, no, your life is over.
It was good. It was nice because I thought I'd completely flunked the essay. I was doing it for School of Business. I'm normally do physics, but it turns out I got like 64% in it. So all I have to say is, haha, business. Also, I'm drinking drinking wine today because it's cheap. I can have time to go to the shops.
That's reasonable. Okay, you've already started. So I'm going to be playing that myself for some streams, and I put up a poll on the old Twitters, indeed on Facebook, asking people who I should try to play in the Wasteland out of your characters in this game, and Thane from the West Marches game I'm playing in. So far, Midnight is leading, so I'm going to have to play kind of a super high charisma.
Awesome.
But you're going to struggle to play the driver in Fallout.
Oh no! If I was playing Lux, I would just do guns.
Yeah, it's fair.
Fucking
That's fair.
guns.
That is now
And
Lux.
be ready to change sides at a moment's notice. I was playing as Midnight. I have to go like high dex, low armor, move fast, and shoot anyone who dares to make a sexist remark at me. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Lux is in second place, so there's time for that poll to change. Yeah. If you're watching this, social media stuff can be found below to go find those polls and vote.
Keep it Midnight.
Yes, before we move on to the next person, by the way, I'm just going to drop in chat the link to the Reddit thread where you can find the polls to highlight stats this week. The last I checked, there are only 2 votes in each, and there are 10 of you in chat right now. I mean, a bunch of you are these fuckers, but still, go vote. Cool. So next on my little circle, Chip! How has your life been since last we spoke?
You know. Boring.
Much of a muchness?
I've basically just been trying to get through uni work and surviving while trying to kill people. So, yeah.
So, I mean, without trying to kill people, or just you know, you've been plotting murders?
No, I've been trying not to kill people, but it's
okay.
really, really difficult.
Yeah, this is fair.
So, yeah. But hello to all of the lovely internet people. As usual, I'm raising you alcoholic beverage, and it's actually wine in a wine glass today, because fuck.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And I'm sporting Squirtle today.
Squirtle, squirt.
Because Squirtle.
Squirtle,
That's fucking awesome, and anyone who says so, I am going to instantly detest. So, yeah.
Seems reasonable. I would like to remind all of you to use your assorted push-to-mute keys when you're not talking, because weird noises include what sounds like feedback, which is new. Joseph, how are you?
Hey folks, not really got anything particularly interesting, but I've had the worst hangover I've ever had on Friday.
Good.
And apart from that, I've done nothing particularly of note, just continued along with my law course, which for some reason involves more drinking than the past 2 years of my history degree. But
Nice.
you know, lawyers.
No new animes to share this week.
No, I've not had that much time to watch TV. Had
Like,
tons of stuff.
who are you? What have you done with Joe?
Actual work.
Good God,
Mainly because I
man.
couldn't work the entire weekend because I was drinking. So I had to do all my work on Monday. so I haven't been able to watch much
Amateur.
TV.
You do both at the same
It's
time.
stressing. Huh?
Seems reasonable.
You amateur. You do both at the same time.
See, I usually do that, but my hangover was that bad.
Ooh. Okay. Poor baby.
I know, feel sorry for me.
And finally, Jamie, although I kind of know what you've been doing the last few days because I spent the majority of them with you.
Yeah,
in a drunken haze.
Yep, that was a. I think the way I described it to people when I got back was, yeah, I just punished myself with alcohol for a week. Like, really punished. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, I've spent Wednesday through Sunday in London. I'll do this in priority order, I think, like ascending. Went to see Motley Crue and Alice Cooper on Friday. Fucking amazing. You haven't seen them. Well, tough shit. You're never going to see them again.
Wow.
Yes, I like hats are becoming a thing. Yeah, that's something we should mention. Like, Johnny, find a hat. You should have a hat day.
Oh, yeah, I have a hat.
Get
Give
a
me a second.
Finbar, get a hat.
I have headphones.
So do I. My headphones are on top. Look.
Exactly.
That's small.
Anyway, back to story. Met some new people in London, and yeah, I finally sorted a place out in London. I am actually moving to the capital in 2 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can see behind me, I have a lot of. My room is a fucking bomb, like a bomb site. Yeah, I'm abandoning ship and heading up to London. So yeah, starting a new job on Monday.
Down to London. London
What?
south.
Yeah, but like in terms
put
of
him in his
like,
place,
not,
Jeff.
not
Quality
geographic-
scaling.
Yeah, quality scaling. That's what I was going for.
I
Quality scaling.
apologise. I'm just being facetious.
And then
I'm
you will
pedantic.
probably end up
That's
seeing
combination.
Jamie on the stream a lot more when I keep talking him into coming on here to probably play stupid drinking games with me.
Yeah, there have been a couple of conversations had about possible side projects for Math and TV, but that's a wait and see thing.
Right.
Won't say anymore.
But yes, that'd be cool. Yeah. Right then. Let's do a recap of what happened in the last session, shall we? Who remembers and wants to chat? You all suck.
I think Lux should.
Lux-
Lux
Do I get
enjoyed
XP?
chatting last session. Lux enjoyed commanding the show. I think Lux should do the main recap.
That's actually like fair. Can I get XP for it?
No,
No, of course not.
I think you should lose XP if it was if your explanation is shit.
I agree.
every detail you forget, I dock an XP. No, not what I mean.
Alright,
Although in the next campaign I run, I'm going to find a way to reward the person who remembers the recap each time.
As I said
yes.
last, you should have started doing that earlier because, goddamn.
I'd have provided like a flashback Dragon Ball Z countdown for every episode.
Let's start on Snowocalypse.
Amazing.
Okay, so last week, we convened nice and peacefully back in Cecil's house. And we had a lovely chat, which basically involved Lux talking a lot and everyone else being very, very silent.
I think the word might be traumatized.
Yes, yes. We all deal with trauma in different ways.
And all a little freaked out by the cat person standing in the room.
Yeah, Lux, that is an important... Lux had grown a tail and cat ears. Pictures can be found on the subreddit. And then, basically, Lux outlined her plan to go to the Wintermute Institute and then into the Storm, which her dad did not like very much and threatened to either go or... Lux should come with him and go the other way, or he'd force her to go. At which point she put a gun to her head and said that if he didn't help her, she'd top herself. Which
Put your money where your
interesting.
mouth was.
There was a question on the subreddit about like what would
Oh,
have happened
yeah.
if I failed that. Well, I have actually just answered that there, but basically in my mind, I would have actually have blown my brains out there, and then I
Yeah.
would immediately have taken over Nylock as my new PC.
Oh,
Playing against the
God.
chopper.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Might have made some interesting role-playing engagements. When you're
Would've
like,
been
oh!
amusing, but yeah, like
Yeah.
unless you're Midnight, if you put a gun to your own head and pull the trigger, you're kind of dead.
If you do it in the normal world, and you're a normal human being, then again, that doesn't necessarily describe any of your characters
Yeah,
anymore.
this is true. Yes, then we all assembled to go out to the Wintermute Institute. It was a big, nice ride out. Then we went in there, and I proceeded to fail every single roll I could.
Yep. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
And some other stuff happened around it, but that's not important.
What, you mean when I consistently saved your ass? Like,
Yeah.
Times,
Yeah.
like actually being able to roll.
And I realised that I have allowed Tudor to become dramatically overpowered in this world. But it's all good, because he's about to go up against something as dramatically overpowered as he is.
Basically, it ended up with... we saw that there were still some people inside the institute. Well, I went in, found the people, then got dragged out again.
Yeah.
At which point, they then...
No. We went to get a portal out there. You tried to fuck with the portal. You went to a different place, so I summoned you back before you died.
I mean, that's one interpretation.
Died is a strong...
And then you were about to freak the fuck out, and I calmed you down.
Yes,
Your death a third time.
Some could describe these descriptions as being somewhat accurate.
Yeah,
Plausible.
although...
They're within plausibility.
That's fair. That's fair. I would like to point out that the same time as preventing Lux's death, Tudor did kind of probably prevent at least one, if not all of your own, the rest of you's, because, you know, Lux has a psychic link to 25 mutant gorilla things, and was panicking in the center of the three of you.
Yeah.
Her panic attacks are things to be scared of.
Keep me happy.
Yeah.
Then the people inside tannoyed out and were like, yo, shall we, like, talk? Because something... I don't know. I can't remember what the end line was. But basically, they were like, we want to talk.
Fair. Yes.
Anyone else got anything to add?
I think that about covers it. My question is, so, Joe, you had an advancement that you took in the space of the last session. So why don't you tell the boys and girls about that?
My 7th level, so that means post 6, like super abilities.
Yeah.
So I essentially transitioned to a new class and gained 2 new abilities and 2 new items.
So this class, the playbook is called the Brainer.
Yeah. Basically, to reflect how I no longer really have a core or anything, I've just become a badass psychic. So now I can use an ability called Direct Brain Whisper Projection, which essentially allows me to go aggro with my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I'm
in
looking
brain
forward to the
puppet
first time you use
strings,
that.
which means when I have time or physical intimacy with someone, mutual or one-sided, I can plant a command inside their mind and make them do what I want. And then my items that I've chosen for is a Violation Glove, so it just counts as touching. I don't need to have physical intimacy or time. And a Pain Wave Projector, which is essentially a psychic energy grenade.
Nice. Yeah, and we decided these were things that you kind of like picked up as you were moving through that the Wintermute Institute, just like that you were just drawn to by the Maelstrom and have since made you kind of a badass. And I believe the Violator Glove allows you to in-brain puppet strings a person with just a touch, as opposed to extended physical intimacy. And the Pain Wave Projector is, yeah, it's a mind grenade. Yeah. Right then. Let's highlight some stats. Get the show on the road. There's no one else with an unspent advance that we should be aware of and quickly discuss.
I am 1 XP off.
Alrighty.
Oh, one thing I wanted to mention just before I forget, Finbar.
Mm-hmm.
In relation to Stein's condition, which is probably getting worse as time goes on.
Yeah.
As of last week, I was on 2 harm. Has that gone up?
Not yet.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Has my harm gone down?
Your harm was at 6, wasn't it? Yeah, no, that's still there.
What about my 1 harm that I had from like the fight with the wolves?
That'll probably be gone by the morning.
Cool.
Actually, no, your body like completely reconstruct itself to. Yeah, you're fine.
Great.
Yeah, no. Tudor, you'll heal over time. Probably take a couple days or just knocking back some painkillers for you to be completely fine. But yeah. Cool. Okay, let's flip through these straw polls. So, Midnight, you can highlight your hot. That was easy. I don't even flip a coin or anything.
Woohoo.
Yeah. Lux, you can highlight your hard.
Yeah.
Tudor, you can highlight your weird. Shit. And Stein, you can highlight your weird as well. Yeah.
These are good highlights, guys. Good job,
Wait,
team.
did you say my name?
Yeah, you have your weird, dearie.
Huh. Wonderful.
Cool. Okay, so let's whip around you guys. Who has the highest hex with Tudor? I think it's Lux now, isn't it?
What did we ever do, Tudor's?
I have
Yes,
+3.
we did do Tudor's.
Yeah,
one.
we did.
Who did you give it to again?
Midnight, because she was in my head.
Oh, yes, yeah.
I have +3 with Tudor.
I only have +1 with Tudor.
All right, Midnight. Pick a stat other than weird for dearest Tudor.
Sharp.
Okay.
Because
Well, I'm not going to use that stat.
Did you ever read a situation?
I think I've read one once
Nice.
in the very first episode.
Reading people is a people who are less convincing than you. You don't need to understand a person to get them to do what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Irrelevant.
Oh dear. Okay. Midnight. Who has what hex with Midnight?
2.
2.
Oh, yes, 1.
1. Okay. Tudor, pick a stat for Midnight.
What, she already got hot, I assume.
Yep.
Let's go with weird. She's probably going to need that.
I've had those same highlights for 3 weeks
Fine,
in a row. now.
fine.
No, keep it weird. Keep it weird. It's cool.
You can
I'm
have
just saying, I've
hard.
had those-
Hard. I'll change
No,
it
I
to
don't
hard.
want hard. I want weird.
It's too late. You should have complained.
Oh. I wasn't complaining. I was just mentioning I've had the same stats highlights for 3 weeks in a row now.
Midnight has sexy hardness.
Sexy aggro.
Sexy aggro.
Sexy aggro.
That'll work too. Stein. Who has what hex with Stein?
2.
0. Back up to
2,
0.
0, and... goes back to 1. Oh no, you're back up to 0 because you were at -1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Midnight, what do you have with Stein?
1.
Okay. Tudor, pick a stat for Stein. He has his weird as well.
Yeah, I know. Fine, he can have sharp as well.
Okay. Gotta use his genius powers.
Let's read all the situations.
Yeah.
Goody.
You walk into an empty room with absolutely nothing in it. Can I read the situation?
No, it's specifically read a charged situation. So if you want to read a situation, you have to explain to me how it is charged.
Because we walk in the fucking room.
That is quite often how the charge appears. It's like, why is the situation charged? I have arrived. Finally, who has what hex with Lux?
2.
3.
Tudor?
1.
Stein. Highlight something for Lux.
Lux.
She has her hard, currently.
Yeah. We're gonna go hot.
Sexy aggro.
Well, the thing is, I was thinking sharp, and I thought no, because then it'll be half of this session is rolling, just reading situations.
But yeah, that's all fucking Lux does anyway.
That's all.
With her
Like,
super
I
senses.
do it anyway. Like,
Yeah, I know. I don't
Because
really
you get
reward
because
that.
she's a power game piece of shit and she reads
Exactly. I
everything.
don't want to reward that in any way.
You guys suck.
Get sexy and violent, dude. All right. So yeah, we left off with some. I think it was the speakers on the sides of the building turned on, and you kind of said, whoa, just hold up, and we talk. And then this large man who looks kind of like he's halfway towards being the same kind of creature that Lux's gang is made up of, and a couple of researchers came out of the institute. And they looked towards you, and they were approaching. And yeah, they're kind of walking towards you. What do you do, team? I mean, if you want to gun them down and just walk in, this is your chance.
Now let's talk. Tell them to Tudor shouts, "Stop! What do you want?"
They hold up and they go, "You appear to be leading our subjects. We'd like to know what happened a few hours." I think the guy, so the researcher at the front, like pulls it, and you see like he's wearing a wristwatch, which is pretty uncommon. And he kind of looks and goes, "It's been 12 hours since Dr. Tessier left here. And now, at the front of the large column of foot soldiers he let out, you return. We don't know any of you.
He's long dead.
Would
in that
you care
relative
to...
short space of time.
Yeah, I think so there's like the second researcher that a woman like turns and kind of like curses. She doesn't sound particularly sad. She just sounds pissed. And yeah, the first guy's like, my name is Dr. Harper. Would it be, to my understanding, you and your people require something here, or else you wouldn't be here?
Well, we came for medical supplies and to, I guess, find out more about my friend here, Lux's new miniature army.
Also, we need winterproofing for the cars if we want to take them into the... We need stormproofing of the cars.
Yeah, I think...
And
so,
also
like...
generally information on Empire.
Yeah, so I think, like, you get a sidelong look from Terry. If you remember, was one of Nylok's kind of henchmen.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the two people in the lab coats kind of give you a look of like, I'm sorry. Yeah, they give you this long look and then they're like, how about we go inside? It's a tad cold out here. Not that three of you seem to notice. I guess at this point we should address the fact that like only Stein needs to wear cold weather gear at the moment. Like, the rest of you are all fine.
Nice.
Standing outside in the cold.
It's a pleasant summer day. What are you on about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, not to mention, like, Lux can see around in, like, it's approaching dawn, but dawn is still almost pitch black. And you can see around as if it was perfectly bright. Because, you know, bollocks night vision is bollocks.
What? You got any security personnel?
Yeah, this big guy's like, name's Hurley.
Well, we'd appreciate you kind of giving over all your security stuff.
Look,
It's like, it seems you managed to beat, well, whatever you are now can probably take anything we've got in there. The majority of our forces went out with that. There's a few people with guns inside. But you guys are all the six of you are well armed enough to deal with anything. How about we all just go inside, take it easy? Because I don't particularly feel like inviting you in armed when we're all defenseless.
I think we'll be all right, Lux. Let's just go, and we can handle anything they throw at us at this point.
Yeah.
Hurley cocks an eyebrow, but yeah, which I guess only Lux can see. Yeah, they turn and lead the way inside.
Cool. Oh, actually, no. Probably I said, you know what? Actually, I don't particularly want to go back in there.
You're gonna wait out here?
Well,
They may have information about
yeah,
your condition.
but like you,
Like,
I
if
don't
you're
think
going
it's a
to
good idea.
degenerate and die.
I mean, you did just see what happened when I just went in there.
Well, no, I didn't see anything. I dragged you through a portal.
Yeah, and when I came out, I was not in good shape.
I
Yeah.
assume that was because you'd gone through 2 different magical portals in the space of 5 seconds.
I love how you were just like, I straight up do magic. It's like, none of this like pretense at science that Stein has. You know, I do magic. I am literally a wizard.
Alright. I'll come in then. But this one's on you.
Right. Okay. Let's take some precautions first then. Do you want me to reset the armor that we had beforehand?
That's probably a good idea.
Okay. Can I do that, Finbar? Quick bit of augury.
Absolutely try. One of these days you're going to fail one of these rolls. Okay, so...
Oh my god, only a 9.
That does mean it is slightly less useful than usual.
Shit, I can't use 2 things, can I?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's persist for a while without active maintenance. Deep and broadly through the maelstrom doesn't really help. It's stable and contained, no bleeding. Is I think you have to choose. But I would think you'd have to choose between persisting and stable.
As the person it's going on, I would prefer stable.
Okay, let's go with stable then.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say like you can do that, but it's like so here's how I'm gonna work this one because these mechanics always require a little bit of is that this I think as you open your brain and you like your mind palace unfurls before you. Has that changed in any way? Like with your new identity? Is it still the shining golden palace or is it
I think it's now gothic.
Oh
Because
God.
why the fuck not?
Right, okay.
So I'm kind of more like a kind of brooding. Oh fuck, what's it called? What's the thing with all the Devil May Cry vibe going on now?
Okay, wow. Cool. Yeah, so there's a lot more like schemy vampire lord than shining golden king going on.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So this like kind of if the previous armor looked like something out of an Arthurian legend, this looks like something out of Dark Souls.
Yeah.
It feels a little. I don't know. It doesn't feel the same as before. I don't know if Lux necessarily can put. I can't put a sentiment to it off the top of my head, but there's just something different about this place that you kind of visit that maybe you don't necessarily perceive. But yeah. So here's how I'm going to work this: is that basically I'm gonna take a hold as the GM, which at some point I'm gonna spend while you're maintaining this. When you make a weird roll, which you almost inevitably will because it's you, I get to throw this in to get a free interfere, which is a -2. So.
Oh god.
Yeah.
You really want me to fail a roll, Finbar?
I don't say really when you fail, but this is while you're maintaining the art. So you can get rid of this, and I stop being able to use it. But I think we'll limit it to you can stop doing this, and you probably can't do it again for a little while.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So you can't just go like, well, I'm just going to stop and start again. It's like, this persists at least until you leave this place. And then at that point, you deactivate the armor and you can go... Before you walk into the maelstrom, you can be like, right, I need to bolster up and try some re-rolling some stuff. But, yeah. It's reasonable. So, if you roll a weird roll while that armor is up, in here, I have free interfere.
Cool.
Cool. Alright. So... you head back into the compound, and they lead you down the stairs we saw in the last session that you kind of bypassed. And yeah, they take you down into... I guess it looks like a giant canteen area. And yeah, they sit down, and a kind of nervous-looking, like, scrawny guy brings over some, like, a tray of, like, steaming little styrofoam cups. Actually, no, they're all like mugs and shit, like, and puts these all down, like, chipped and things off them. And I think there's like a few of them that have like I heart LV and stuff like that, which makes no sense to any of you because none of you have ever heard of Las Vegas, but they're just what was left in this place. And yeah, so this guy, and they sit down and go, so Dr. Tessier is dead.
As is Jamie, apparently.
I have Jamie? Oh, no, I don't. And my camera just resized for reasons. Oh. Jamie?
There we go.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, internet farted.
Lovely. Cool. Yeah, so, he sits down and says, so Dr. Tessier is dead, and you now lead the foot soldiers. The subjects.
Yes.
He's like, I think it's he's trying his best to maintain eye contact, but his like this woman who was accompanying him is staring completely just like at your ears.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, one of your, I'm assuming one of your wolves bit me a while back. Then some weird shit happened, and Dr. Tessier died. And then, like, I don't know if you know the Ice Queen lady. I don't know if you're familiar with her. But then
Helen.
she took over the wolf pack, and then
Yeah, I
we
think
killed her.
yeah, you say Ice Queen Lady, and like, I think yeah, Dr. Harper nods, and when you say Helen, he kind of gives you like a huh, okay.
I never used the word Helen, unless someone else said
Yeah,
it.
no.
I said it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tudor. Tudor definitely cut in with that.
That's fair.
It's a person who actually mattered-ish to him in some strange former life. Okay.
So yeah, we killed her, and it seemed the only way to deal with my condition that you guys so wonderfully brought about was to become the alpha.
Yeah. It's I think it's the kind of the lady doctor just kind of snorts. It's like primitive terminology. We would be very interested to see. Harper's back in. We'd be interested to see at some point if you'll be willing to provide us with blood samples or a few tests.
I'm sure you would.
Yeah. Although it is our understanding that you want, well, you want to go to into the storm. This you referred to the entity within as Empire. Have you seen it?
Spoken to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand us over to our Western weird shit expert.
She so like, yeah, he kind of looks at you and goes, this entity has a will. We just assumed it was a mass of energy.
No, it seems to have a will. It created this mark around my head and wanted me to go there,
I see.
which is why we are intrigued to find out more information.
So, do you have any idea to its purpose?
I feel it kind of wants to use me as some kind of anchor.
It also killed the entirety of Cecil Road.
That would explain some of the energy readings that we detected. I think yeah, this is the female doctor, and she kind of like completely and passionately reacts to that. It's like the large amount of psychic readings that instantaneously left would be explicable to the roughly the count of 300, 400 lives. Understandable. Fascinating.
You sound really beat up about it.
Should I be?
A lot of people just died, you know. It's kind of a big deal.
Several billion perished only a few generations ago. Do you expect me to be sad about that?
Yeah, kinda.
Well, we'll agree to disagree. And yeah, she just kind of goes back to looking. She's got like I think yeah, she pulls out like some pads. Like maybe actually it's like a really battered iPad. She starts flicking through it, and you can tell like this thing has been like, it's old, but has been taken apart and put back together. Stein, you've seen I think maybe one or two of these before, but never in so good condition. Yeah, and she's like flipping through things and presumably referencing these readings. So this psychic being wishes to draw you towards it and is willing to kill large numbers of people to attain more power. And you think
Seems so.
What do you intend to do? And what are you anchoring?
Don't know. That's just a theory. We need to sort this out though.
Quite. And yeah, I think they kind of go quiet for a moment. It's like your vehicles will. We've never even tested the subjects in that kind of those sorts of temperatures. And your vehicles will almost certainly freeze within a few hours of being in there.
Well, you're the sciencey people. Fix it.
She kind of goes, we're scientists, not miracle workers. You want to tackle the most inhospitable area in the entire world, as to our understanding. And you expect us to just be able to make it happen.
Yep. That's what Stein does. He's pretty good at it.
I think
He's
she
a
kind of
science
looks.
guy.
She kind of looks over and is like, "Well." I think she's about to say something like, you hear the scoff and it's like, God, how was that? Well, then how about we make an exchange? Your science guy here has a look at our equipment, see if he can't do something, figure something out. You know, the full disposal of our team, our workforce, and trust me, with you working beside him, the subjects are apt physical labourers. As for our end of the deal, however, we get to run a battery of tests on your new state. Both you, she kind of looks in your direction, Lux. None of you have introduced yourselves, except you just kind of, yeah. And also, your weird expert, as it were.
Or how about you do what we ask and we don't kill you?
Go aggro.
Yeah, that's definitely
Yes.
going aggro.
Yeah, I would say
that
I should have read them first, but like,
Yeah.
really should have.
Well, I'll give you Daredevil if this.
If you
Oh,
die.
whoops. If this turns into a fight. Yeah, Harper, I think, like clenches
It's fine.
his fist. Right, so they have to suck it up, or they.
Also, just a question.
Tell me what you think about me.
Does the XP I get apply before or after the effect of the roll?
It would apply after,
Okay, never mind.
so you can't open go aggro.
Damn
And
it.
force them to do what you want. And also wouldn't force them to do what you want because you need to roll 12+.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, there's a kind of tense silence. And I think it's, I think Harper, the Dr. Harper just goes out. Well, fine. But I hope you know what you're doing.
So do we.
Yeah, so she takes, like, he kind of motions in the female researcher leads, like, you and Stein off to go down a hallway to find, like, the, this garage she mentioned. While him and Hurley stay, with, Tudor and Midnight.
Cool. Splitting the party sounds great.
No, they're more than happy for, like, that's just, like, the people
Yeah,
who
no,
need to
yeah,
go places.
that's fine.
They're not going to stop you if you want to go anywhere else. I'll tell you that for free. So, do any of you wish to change those orderings? Do all of you want to go see this big-ass garage?
Nope.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so, I think Harper kind of starts, like, asking questions of Tudor about Empire and, like, what it was like, details about its appearance, about any kind of, like, stuff it can ask about. It gets a little bit long and boring. Are you, like, relatively open with him, or
Yeah.
do you, like... Okay, cool. Well, they're having that conversation, and Midnight, it's not very interesting. Because you don't really understand half of it. So what do you do in the meantime?
I'm just kind of wandering around.
Fair.
Not really concentrating on anything, just literally wandering around and trying to find something a little bit more interesting than that conversation. Which,
Fair.
as far as I'm concerned, is pretty much anything.
That's reasonable. Yeah, you hear singing. Like, really muffled, like, singing coming through one of the doors. That's very pretty.
You luring me in, Finbar.
I wouldn't dream of such a thing.
Of
Would
course. Yes.
Yeah, what do you do?
I go and investigate.
Okay, yeah, you go through that door. And yeah, it's, a corridor stretches up before you, and you kind of, like, you follow the sound. And yeah, you come to this door, and I think it's, you, like, are opening it as, like, you hear Hurley's voice from the other, like, the corridor going like, hey, you're not supposed to be in here! Yeah, this door swings open, and in this room, you see the room that Lux kind of fell into briefly. And there's this, like, bank on the wall of like large kind of vats almost filled with water, and inside like suspended bodies, all of which are hooked up to assorted cables. There's about 10, all kind of like faintly like bluer than blue water, and that the like you see assorted cables leading off the top of them into like this big kind of machine of some description. Yeah, and you spot the one marked Subject 2 is a woman who looks weirdly like you. Same colour hair, like looks kind of like you can see almost her entire hand is like pruny from how long she's been in here. But yeah, she's got like same hair, same hairstyle, and yeah, she just looks very familiar. Like you in an alternate like you if you dressed differently or something like that.
Can we call it 90s midnight?
I could do 90s midnight. 90s midnight in a vat. Subject 2.
Mid-noon.
Mid-noon. Yeah.
Oh my
So
God,
yeah. So like the singing is definitely coming from her vat. And yeah, you can like faintly hear Hurley like moving down the hallway towards you. What do you do?
I don't really care who's coming up behind me.
Mm.
Because I just genuinely don't care.
That's
I'm
reasonable.
just still like staring at this other version of myself, and I go right up to the glass and I just put a hand on it and I'm just like staring at it. Like, what the f is this?
Yeah, give me an act under fire, I think. Just to like ignore, like straight up just like not even deal with the burly ass gorilla man who's like chasing after you. That is a cool roll.
Yeah, it's just my laptop being irritating.
Boom! So I think that just means you're fine, isn't it? Oh, yeah. On double S, you do it. Yeah, so, yeah, this guy, like, runs up to grab you, but your, like, ridiculously superhuman reflexes, you just kind of, like, twist out the way. And he just, like, goes flat on the floor. Yeah, you walk up to this vat and put your hand out up against the glass. And, you know how, like, there's those lamps that, like, when you touch the glass, it's like they have all the lightning bits flickering off them across that little dome, and then you... Sorry? Plasma balls, yes. Yeah, it's similar to that of as soon as you touch the glass, this person in there's hand lifts up and touches, like, their fingertips resting on exactly the same points. And, yeah, at that moment, like, you get this flash in your brain of, you're in another person's body. You see a much younger Cecil, like you're sitting across him at the dinner table in his house in Cecil Road, and you pass out, and then you wake up, and you're scared and frightened in this like pitch black room, and the doors open, and you see that Dr. Tessier guy, again looking like very different. He looks like a normal human being, like an actual man in this point, but like still the eyes are very recognizable. The kind of cut of his like cheekbones and jaw like is enough to pick him out. But yeah, he's got hair, and like you can actually see an Adam's apple in his neck as opposed to any. And yeah, he kind of looks in, nods, and then like what looks like a kind of pre-mutated Hurley like reaches in and grabs your leg and pulls you out. And you flick through some more like rapid flashes of panic and anger and lots of pain and experiments, and yeah, and then you're like pushed out again. And when you like, your hand like comes away just from the shock, and as you look at it, like your tattoos are all squirming. Yeah. You definitely felt that, Judah. Just so you know.
Cool. Can I react or?
Oh, absolutely. Like, yeah, I think there's definitely a loud enough sound when Hurley goes down that you know where it's coming from, and the door is open on one end of the room. And, like, Harper kind of sees you, like, hears the noise and moves to it. And, like, you're probably following you, and then, yeah, you get this weird, like, kind of like, you know those mosquito things they used to have in the Peterborough shopping centre where they were supposed to produce, like, a high-pitched noise and teenagers could hear? Yeah, it's evident he doesn't hear this noise, but you get that like, ugh, of this really
I
high-pitched, unpleasant
place
sound.
my hand on his shoulder and go, what would have caused a psychic disturbance in that room?
He gives you like a panicked look and goes to just kind of like pull away and run in. What do you do?
Stop him? Like,
How?
Or has he ran away, or is he...
Oh, no, he's making to pull away. Like, I mean, are you gonna, like, say something to force him to pay attention to you? Are you gonna, like, direct brain whisper him? I want to know how...
Yeah,
like,
let's direct brain whisper him. I want to use the move.
Alrighty. Then, yeah, so roll... Have you put that move in your...
Yep.
Books? Okay, then
What's
just roll
it?
the move.
It's rolled on weird, isn't it, rather than
Yes,
hard?
it is rolled on weird, but it is you would gain XP as if it was a hard move.
Yeah.
As opposed to a weird move. So wait, we're playing this. Boom! So you have opened Go Aggro, so you just get the
just
result.
kill the guy.
No, he just
Okay,
has to do what you want. So yeah, like, what do you do in his brain that forces him to just pay attention to you? Like, do you show him memories of his childhood? Do you, like... Or is it just literally you layer your voice with, like, power? I'm curious.
Like, kind of orchestral gothic music starts blaring throughout his brain until he pays attention to me.
Right. So
As in, it just overwhelms every other thought in his body.
Okay.
Until with the kind of subconscious thought that the only way to stop this happening is to listen to Judah and do what he says.
Yeah. Every other thought, like, causes, like, this massive swell of music in his brain. Yeah, so he kind of goes... These are the original experiments into Dr. Tessier's ascension device. Psychically... beings with psychic potential were experimented on. You can push him further if you'd like for more information. If you want to know.
So this is the prototypes of what Lux has become.
No, Lux. The program around the frostbite subjects is for physical peaks of humanity. This is a psychic a machine designed to use psychic powers to forcibly alter the human form past its limitations.
And this would have... What would have Midnight done going into this room?
I don't know.
Is she...
I don't know.
Is there anything else you're not telling me?
Do
I have to be more specific?
Kind of, yeah. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things not telling you because there's a whole... There's, like, as I said, there's 10 subjects in there. They each have an individual history and subject, and, like, what they're all doing in there is, like, you kind of, like... We've been doing this experiment for 5 years. He's kind of, like, yeah, a little bit, like... You can see drool starting to come out the corner of his mouth. You're either going to need to, like, ask him a specific question or just kind of move past him at this point, I think.
Okay, well... We better go find out what's happened then. And kind of, like, push him along in front of me.
Yeah, So yeah, I think you round this corner and yeah, there's these 10 bodies suspended in vats. And immediately to your weird, creepy eyes, they're all empty. They're alive, like as far as you can tell. Your weird, like, kind of semi-vision you have over the maelstrom tells you they're all alive, but there's nothing in there. They're just kind of vessels of stuff. And whatever this machine is, it, like, hums with psychic energy around you. And yeah, we'll then, like, cut over to the others in the garage for a little while. So I want to know what they're going to try and do before we take our first break. So yeah, you guys get to this, like, large kind of... They have a garage where they have several, like, fancy-looking big snow, like, that kind of is it like black? So white and grey snow camo trucks, and it's probably not got as much stuff in there as yours, but the stuff they have in here is quite high tech. This would definitely serve as a workspace for you Stein, you could do some pretty fancy things. I think maybe you like poach ahead in a couple labs on the way down here, and sort of like, oh, that could, yeah, no, I could see, and you think you could probably cannibalize some things in here. So yeah, you get to this garage, and she kind of like looks at you, very condescendingly. Like, so, Mr. Science Man, have any ideas?
Nope. Stein is, for context, Stein is not telling the truth. Stein has a few ideas. Stein's not willing to vocalise.
Yeah, Stein doing that thing of like kid in a candy shop, like literally is picking up and taking apart something with his hands already. It's like, no, nothing, no ideas at all. It's like so obvious that you're just like being a dick. She just rolls her eyes and like, well, I'll be back in the canteen if you need me. She just goes to storm off. So done with you people.
So yeah, so Stein, you reckon you can stormproof the vehicles?
Yeah, probably. There's actually quite a lot of useful shit in here. Yeah, I'd say, like, how far away is our vehicle?
I mean, they're all kind of like above ground. You actually do see there's so like there's a big set of doors that open up to reveal an entrance into here, so you could start getting cars down in here to work on them if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to start moving the vehicles in here, I've got enough shit in here to actually start putting some decent equipment to use on these things. Why I'm struggling with words today. But yeah, there's definitely enough in here to prevent the engines from freezing up and things like that. We can definitely get this going. I'd need probably a couple hours just to make sure everything's ready. Once you get the vehicles in here, obviously.
Yeah, I go out through the door and grab my car and yell to my dad, say, "Oh, we can stormproof up. Stein's going to stormproof up some of the vehicles." So that if we find out more stuff, that means we can go into the storm. It means we're able to. Plus, it'll just mean your vehicles are less likely to freeze up during normal storms as well. Are you in? And then immediately go get in my car and start driving. Not giving him time to.
Yeah, you get a long, hard look from Nyla, like the whole way as you walk across your car. Yeah, your gorillas kind of like follow you as towards the entrance of this thing. A few of them come in, and like a few of them stay up top to.
I mean, I can roll a pack alpha if you would like me to.
I don't know whether your dad is necessarily part of your gang yet. Your big burly dudes are.
Yeah.
If you lead them into any kind of danger, they'll definitely. You might have to make that
Okay.
move. Cause yeah, but these guys like he goes along with it.
Cool.
Yeah, so like the cars start filing in, and yeah.
How many cars have we got here? Like 3?
No, you have the McCrae-mobile, and then I think I said he has like 8 to
Skidmark?
10 cars.
I don't know. You said he only has he's only a small gang. I think.
Was he a small gang? And I thought. What did I say? Wasn't it that you were a small gang, but he was a medium gang? When you went to fight the big creepy dudes, so maybe it should
Yeah,
have
I
been
thought
the,
that was what it was.
So maybe the gorillas should have been a small gang, but these guys are like a medium gang that are just less well armed because they're not a fucking 2 armor gang. Yeah, so like I mean, there's like maybe 20 dudes to maybe 8 to 10 cars. So yeah, like there's probably like 9 cars in all, including the McCrae-mobile. And then the 2 Jeeps that are in here, and they're kind of like snow camo.
Yeah.
Which are definitely nicer cars than what any except for maybe the McCrae-mobile. But yeah, you can like definitely get to work on these. It does strike you that like you can make some pretty okay stuff, but if it gets really bad, it's gonna be tough going. Like I think you've got some like someone runs in and like goes someone said the latest Dr. Sixheart said to give you these, and it's like schematics of kind of the innards of the storm and like cult recorded temperatures and all this jazz, and like you think okay, you can get at a few, like maybe in a day, get most of these cars up to the point where they could get a good chunk in, but you'll have to do the last bit on foot. But it does strike you that you could get at least one car up to full-on, like, the engine could run in such a way, if you, like, cannibalize a couple of their machines, you could, and refitted the engine with your giant-ass power core thing that you run your augury machine off of, you could turn maybe the McCrane-mobile into something that could make it all the way to the center. These are pure hypothetical projections. It would also be fucking sick. Like, you're kind of like there going, I think you don't want to do it necessarily at first, but you just run the schematics in your head and it's like, oh, this would be cool, this would be, yeah, oh. Like,
it is already also a rugged vehicle. It can handle it.
Yeah, I mean, is it, if I were to actually do that, would that be compromising my ability to get the rest of the cars up to standard? Will we basically be abandoning everyone else?
No, you wouldn't be abandoning everyone else at first, but the thing is, once every other vehicle failed, the McCrane-mobile wouldn't. But the thing is, then you'd be in the McCrane-mobile if the four of you went into the last. Like, I think maybe it cuts the storm up into thirds. And like, you could get the all of the cars through the first third. They would start breaking down in the second third, and nothing would make it to the final part.
What about the Arctic gorilla things that follow Lux?
I think you get some like specs in their biology. You think if you could get them sufficient like food and like time to rest, like if you maybe took like a day or two making the journey, and brought a shit ton of food, that they could make it.
We do have a shit ton of food back at Tesla Road.
This is fair.
Because there's no people there anymore, so
but yeah,
food.
To give you what also putting the engine in Lux's in the McCrane-mobile would do, it would definitely give it at least a power 3, which
yes,
Lux will tell you is a pretty good thing.
Please, please, please.
Any like,
I promise not to betray you.
Any like
that means literally dick all.
Yeah, I think that would also represent like a fairly large like. So Lux would understand that is a huge investment into her car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that like just to give you a context, the car currently power 2. You roll power every time you roll hard, or act under fire, I think as well.
Yep.
So, like, anytime there's danger, not only does Lux add their hard, but they add the power of their car. So, +2 to +3, along with his +2 hard, never fails.
As long as you think you're going to remain friends with me. Which, if we get rid of Empire and get everyone back to safety, you are.
And you also know if there's any danger in there, and you're inside the car, you're basically invincible.
Basically.
Okay. So yeah, Stein thinks this through. Is it fair to say that given a few hours, I can have all the cars running up and have a system working so that I can actually put my augury device in the skid mark?
What, as in like mount it into a car? So you could like sit on the back seat? I don't think you could...
No, not the thing that detonates. As in, we have two separate things. I have the special thing.
You could set up like in maybe a back seat that would allow you to like rig up your own augury device in there. It wouldn't be able to feed off the power of the main engine.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Like what you were literally just saying, using my the special item that I have to actually power.
Oh yeah, I think it would take around like with all this workforce, and if you can like. You can set up some weird thing where, like, you go, okay, you're communicating using some weird empathic bullshit, like, tap Lux's feed if she's willing, and you can basically use them as, like, a big workforce. You can get them up and running in, like, maybe 18 hours.
Okay.
Right, nothing goes wrong.
Okay.
That's, like, 18 hours, no sleep.
Yeah, well, that's no problem for Stein. It's just, like, what workforce have I got to work with? Just Nylock's gang.
Nylock's gang are definitely willing to pitch in. They will probably sleep. They'll sleep. But also, Lux's gorillas are like...
Yeah.
Literally can pull the door off a car.
If you want to manual, you have to manual.
Like, yeah, and like sometimes it's like, yeah, fuck it, and they just rip a door off a car for you. It's like, huh, that part won't do, and they're ready. So yeah, you can with all that at your disposal, you can get like 9-10 cars refitted, including this special one up, the Macromobile up to Epic standard in about 18 hours.
Cool.
Should we call it 24 hours with some time for sleeping then?
Yeah, so 24 hours with time for everyone to like rest up and sleep and actually be ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm happy to do, I mean, what Stan would probably do is basically take the gang's help as just to do grunt work.
Yeah.
And say, look, get as much information as you can from this place. I will use these guys to have everything done for 24 hours time. I'll tell you when it's done. I'll come and find you.
Yeah. So I think there's a few people kind of like just. So yeah, that's all. The hubbub begins in there. So we just see kind of like, I guess, the Macrae-mobile's like hood flipping up, and the and Stein like pulling tools out of his assorted mechanoid like belts and things, and starts like fiddling with the engine and like pulling it out and hooking a cable into the a different cable into the top of his power core engine. And we'll go to break on that. So we will be back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We love you dearly. Ta-ra for the moment.